Hi everybody, Angie here, coming on to share a journal that I have that I'm working on and make one with you guys today. This here is one of my collage art journals that I do for the most part off camera. It's just quiet time for myself where I don't have to worry about doing a lot of talking or instructing or guiding or anything like that. Just, you know, kind of one-on-one time with myself. And here it is. It's just a really basic, kind of like a hidden spine method, but it's got the ring binding. And I just do some little miniature collages and art journaling in this book. And it is filling up quickly, and I've got quite a bit of paper in here. But I noticed as I'm filling this up, as my others, it's going to thicken, and I'm going to need another one, and it's going to fill up pretty quickly. So I thought we would make one together today. It's just a basic wraparound. I used Velcro as a closure, very simple, zigzag stitching all the way around. It's kind of like just a binder notebook style. Really no decorating. I used on this one, I used a canvas fabric with heavyweight cardstock on the inside, and then I just did the zigzag stitch. So I have another binder, or a ring binder, a Tim Holtz 2-pack that I had bought some time ago, and I thought we'd make another one together. Thought it'd be fun. Although I could make another one with that canvas. I want them to be different so I can differentiate when I have them sitting on my shelf. I could see which one's which, because if I make them both the same, I won't know which one's which. So I had this pretty fabric, and it's just a piece of curtain, lightweight. I don't know what kind of material this is, just a lightweight curtain. And I thought it was just really beautiful. I love the colors. So we're gonna make one out of this today. And then for the cardstock, I chose this purple, and it's kind of like embossed, if you can see the embossed dots on there. And I thought those two complemented each other really well. So we're gonna use that. Now the only thing that I was thinking is this fabric is really sheer. As you can see, you can probably almost see my hand through there. Where on the other one I used canvas fabric, and you know the weight of canvas is much thicker and heavier weight. So I think using this one, it's going to be a bit more flimsy. So I brought in just a thin piece of lightweight cardboard. It's just a piece of old mailer that I had laying around. And I usually try to keep some of that just for tags and journal cards, things like that. Sometimes I use those for backings, or you know, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and include that with that just to strengthen the cover. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now on this one, I want them to be the exact same because I want them to sit on my shelf side by side. So I want them to be the same size, same thickness, same height, that type of thing. It's just going to have different fabric. That's the only thing. Okay, now let's do some measuring. I think it's 6 in height, but I don't know what the length is. And as you can see on this one I just used one 12 by 12 piece of paper, as I'm going to be doing on here. Okay, so let's see what the length is. And I had to piece the two pieces together. So this is 15 inches, just a hair over 15 inches. So 15, and I'm going to confirm, I think it's 6. Yep, 15 and 6 inches in height. All right. I'm going to try to remember that. If I need to bring it back out, I will. All right, so this is 12 by 12, so we just need to cut this in half. And as I'm speaking, I do remember, I think this is the same thing I did on the other. I just used two pieces from a 12 by 12 cut in half. Okay, and that doesn't quite cut it all the way. So I just need to snip it right there. Okay, so I need a piece that's 15 inches in length. So that's going to be 12, and then I'll just need another 3 inches right there. Okay, so let's put that aside for a moment, and let's cut this piece. And I think I already cut this down. Yeah, it's already 6 inches this way, so we just need 15 inches this way, and it's not quite 15 inches either, so I figured we would just add this, and I think it's gonna almost make it. Say it's just shy. So we're just gonna be like 1/8 of an inch shy of 15 inches. And I don't think that's gonna make a big deal. The only thing difference here is on this closure top portion here, the flap here. Let me grab something to point with. Rather than it meeting right up here, we'll just have this and it's gonna come to about here. That's all. But I am okay with that, and thought we would make one together. I don't know if we'll get it all done in one video, but if not, we can finish it up on my next video. Not a problem. Okay, so let's get started. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's well, in good spirits. I am doing fine. I am sitting here listening to the rain just pour down. It has been raining every single day, and I know you guys are all aware of it. Some places are just getting pounded. I was just watching on the news, Vegas is just flooded. Okay, now let's look at our fabric, and we need to do the same thing, cut a 15-inch piece, and I need to grab my rotary cutter 1 second. It's just right here, excuse me. Yeah, I was watching on the news that Vegas is getting flooded right now. So, but I guess if you just stay inside and you're not out in the streets, you know, and driving around, I guess you're not too bad. Okay, so on this one, I just went right up to the edge, so we're going to do exactly 15 inches. Okay, so I guess I need to turn it back around this way because that's my straight edge. And we're going to go to 15 inches. And I know it's going to be a little bit long, just that 1/8 of an inch, but we'll adjust as needed, not a problem. Okay, now I'm just going to fold this in half, line up the ends, and we're going to cut it 6 inches. We're going to get a straight edge. And we're going to cut it at 6 inches. So 2, 4, 6. And we will need a piece for the spine. And I think that's 1.5 inches spine here. Let me check that. 1 and almost 1.5. Okay, so we'll do the same. So I'll need another piece for that. So there's our cover, and that's going to be the piece that wraps all the way around. And then I'll need one more piece, and it's going to have to be 6 inches. So let's start with 6. 2, 4, 6. And like 1 3/4, I think it was. Or actually, we could do a wraparound. As you could see on this one, I did the zigzag. Yeah. Okay, so 1 3/4. Let's do that. Let's just do it the same way. See, I'm already thinking about changing it up. Okay. So that's for our spine. And which is the front? It looks pretty. Okay, there's that one. Okay, there's that. And then let's glue those two together. And we'll just use the salvage edge as a guide. And we'll just overlap that just a bit. I don't think I cut that straight. Just like that. Okay, and then we need that to be 15 inches. Or actually, we need it to be a little bit less than 15, right? So let's go ahead and glue this down to the back. And that's just going to strengthen the cover, that's all. So we're going to do that like that. Okay, I want my embossed edge to be on the inside. Okay, let's get that down. Line these edges up. Pardon my head. Ooh, just saw some lightning. That's close enough. Okay. Alrighty. And you can cut that down. And that is going to be the whole distance, the whole size of our journal. Okay. Now, I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm not the, let's see, can't tell which should be the front, which should be the, guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, that's going to be the outside. This will be the inside. And I'm just going to check the edges here. It probably would have been better for me to cut it just a hair larger and then I could trim off the excess, because it's always better to have more than enough than not enough. So now I'm going to have to really just make sure my placement is perfect over the paper piece, cardboard piece. And there we go. Okay, so let's get that down. Let's give that a little glue just to hold it in place, and then we will sew around the edges. And I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to do that. I have my sewing machine right over here to my right, and I really don't have the room without moving everything off my desk to bring my sewing machine up. And to be honest, you really don't want to see particularly me sewing because I'm not the best. And this is a junk journal, of course, so that's a good thing. We welcome imperfections in our world. But with that being said, you'll hear me sewing, okay? And I will show you, but you won't actually see the the machine. You'll hear the noise. So when I get to that position, you may want to turn the volume down if that's something that will bother you. But I am just going to go around the outer edges quickly with a zigzag stitch. Okay. Oops, see, it slipped on me there. Okay. Give that a good press. I could bring my sewing machine up here, but really you won't see anything but the top of it right here. And I don't know. Maybe that's better. I don't know. Do you guys want to, do you guys really want to see that? I don't know. Okay, looks pretty good. For some reason, I think one of these edges are a little crooked. What do you think? I gotta clean that end up. Let me line up. I don't want to have my head in your way, so I'm just gonna try and get closer to me and check. I don't think it's off by much, but yeah, if you see there and there, it is off just a little bit. I don't know how I did that, but we're gonna clean that up. Okay. About there. Let me check that this way. So yeah, I'm off by 1/8 of an inch. It's 5 7/8. So I need to come to 5 7/8 on this side. I don't know how I got off by that 1/8 of an inch, but I'm gonna try to make that adjustment. Okay. Right there. And I think I'll use my finger blade for that. Maybe that's where I messed up. I usually use my finger blade 98% of the time. Sometimes it's all in the tools that you use, but it's easy enough fix, not a problem. There we go, I think I got it. I know it's just a small, minor detail, but let's check it here. Yep, much better. Okay, see, and that's why I did a zigzag stitch, because of all the fraying. Once we do that zigzag stitch on the fabric, that'll take care of that fraying. Okay, so now we're ready to stitch, but before we do that, we need to mark our score marks where we need to fold. I'm bringing my scoreboard. And let's see. So I have we're going to do it, try and do it exactly the same. So I have a 2-inch flap. So I scored it at 2, and then 3 3/8. Okay, I don't know why I was, let's see, so scored at 2, 3 3/8, and then 8 5/8. That's an odd number, but we'll do it. Okay, score at 2. Now this is a little tough because we're going through 2 pieces of paper as well as a fabric. So we have to take our time and work through it. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to check each time so I don't mess up. So then we're gonna score it at 3 3/8. Okay, let me check that again, guys. And we're going to score it at 8 5/8. Is that 8 5/8? Yep, 8 5/8. And then flip this back over this way, match up. Come over. 8 5/8. Line that up. And then we're going to score it at 9 7/8. Okay. And these two, the spine and the wraparound closure should be the same, for the most part, the same width, except this should be just a hair larger to wrap around. Let me check those. I've kind of got a little bit of a glare. 1 1/2. Yeah. Okay. What is that 1 Yeah. Okay. We're good. All right. So now I just want to carefully, and I'm going to use the edge of my desk for this, and I'm just going to work that crease a little bit on all of those score lines. If you want to use the edge of your ruler, you can use the edge of your ruler. It's just habit and easier if I just use the edge of my desk. And I'm just reinforcing those creases. And I'm going to go in both directions just to kind of work that paper. Like we said, we've got the cardstock and the lightweight cardboard in there. So it's quite thick, and I'm pretty sure my sewing machine can handle it. Okay, there's that side. And I'm just working it nice and slowly. And as I bring it down, make sure my edges line up nicely. There we go. Just take it nice and easy. Just like that. Okay, so that's ready for sewing. And I was thinking we'll bring a piece of this fabric in right here, which I did on the other one as well, and that's a little bit wide, so we'll either do a wraparound or we can trim it down. So I'm going to need another piece, and we need a piece that's going to fit right inside those score lines. So that's about 1.25 inches, so we need it to be just a hair smaller, narrower than 1.25 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do a little tick mark right there, and I'm going to cut that down. Come from this direction so I can see my mark. Okay, now we can do one or two things. We can just glue this to this and trim away the excess, or I can just wrap it around. And I think we'll just wrap it around and just cut it off the top, because it's, yeah, let's just do it that way. Okay, and throw a little glue down on there. And I'm going to reinforce it with stitches, so that's why I'm not really worrying about the glue. I'm just putting enough glue to hold things in position while I sew. If I was just depending on the gluing, I would use a fabric glue, but I just want this to hold in place until I get it sewn down. Okay, very good. You can trim that little bit off. And that will go right in there, like that. And we're gonna have to trim off a little bit more, but that's gonna hold the binding clip. Okay, pull that out. Along with our, that will go in just like so. Okay, very good. Okay, but we got to stitch around this before we put our brads in, and stitch around here. I'm gonna, give me just a second. We are going to, I'm gonna move all this stuff out, and I'm just gonna bring my sewing machine up for you guys. Like I said, you won't be able to see much but the top of the machine, but I said I'd take you along, and that's what I'm gonna try my best to do. Okay. And I have brown thread in here, and I'm just gonna leave that. I don't see that as being a problem. I don't need to change the thread. So plug it in. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna try my best to make this quick, short, and painless for you guys, okay? Let's just hope everything goes smoothly. It never fails. When I bring my sewing machine up, something always tends to get stuck, my bobbin, and I see that my bobbin is full. So I think we should be safe. Okay, now I'm just going to take this piece, I'm going to do a zigzag stitch all the way around this, and then I'm going to take this piece, the cover, and we're going to do a zigzag stitch around that real quick, hopefully. Oh, and I need to measure that because I am going to have to trim that down just a hair, aren't I? And I don't want to have to cut off the stitches, so let me do that first. And I just trimmed just a piece off the tip. Okay, now we're ready. Here we go. So far, so good. There's one down. Now we're going to go around the cover real quick, guys. Okay, here we go. One more pass and we're all done. Along there. All right. All done. Sorry about that. Hope it wasn't too painful for you guys. Okay. Ta-da. That's our cover. Let's just trim off any frayed bits, threads. Little piece of the paper is showing. I'm just trimming that off. Okay, here we go. That's our cover, guys. See how easy that was? Now I'm just going to take a dash of art glitter glue to that corner. Dries clear, and just glue down those threads. I'm going to put a dab right there in that corner. Okay. All done. Now we're ready for the ring binding part. And for that, I think I'm going to use Glossy Accents. I think that's got a better hold. I do have some Aleene's Tacky Glue and some E6000, but that's going to take a really long time to dry. And we don't have all that kind of time. That fits in snugly, nicely right there in the middle. Okay, so now I just need to find the halfway point here. I'm just going to eyeball it, because that's what I do with most of my stuff, is eyeball. And I'm going to, looks good right there. I'm going to grab a Sharpie. Mark my holes. Bring in my Crop-A-Dile, if I can reach it. And where's my hole? There we go. Okay. Grab our brads. Press those down nice and tight. Position looks good. Well, okay, oops. Oh, one of these prongs are broken off. I'm gonna have to reinforce that and glue that down really well. Okay, but we can still do it. Thought that felt kind of funny. Okay, make sure that's nice and straight. Okay, so since that prong came off, I'm gonna have to use some Glossy Accents and reinforce that. And that's what I was gonna use anyway, but I have to make sure that prong is held down very well. So let's just put a little glue on the inside. Right along there, right around there. And we'll even bring a little bit into right there. Give it a press and a hold. And this is the glue that I used on the other one, so I know it will hold. And I'm just going to use a little force and press those prongs down. And there we go. Okay, we're gonna give that a second to adhere. Glossy accents pretty quick, just like art glitter glue. Got a little smudge of glue on there. Okay, now we're gonna glue that down right to there, just like that. And I'm going to be generous with the glue just to make sure we get it glued down really well. But we don't want it seeping through the edges, so I have to be careful for that. Okay. And down we go. Just like that. Giving that a little time just to really make sure it catches on. You could use super glue, you could use E6000, Fabri-Tac, just a really good glue. I'm very confident with Glossy Accents. I've been using it for many years. So I feel good about using Glossy Accents. And there we go. We've got ourselves our notebook. Look at that. Our journal. And if I did my measuring, it should be the same size as my other one. And I will bring that up and we will check it out. And then from there, you just cut out your pages and fill it up. And I just used cream colored cardstock for my pages, and I think I got four pages for each 8.5 by 11. I got 4 pages out of it. I think that's good. Yep, just like that. So let's bring in the other one. There we go. Look at that, guys. Pretty snazzy, huh? I do have some of these. Let me grab a couple of those. We'll do that. And closure. I thought I had some. Well, I thought I had some left. And I do. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize about that delay. I knew I had some, they kind of fell down in the bottom of the basket. And these are just some stickers from the Dollar Tree. So I think they might be a bit long though. Yeah, those are going to be too long. And that one's going to come to... Yeah, see all that, and then it's going to be too long. We could cut them down. Let's use these ones. Sorry for the crinkling. I'm going to try and cut these down. Let's see what we can do. Let's cut them right there at that. Point right there. Just to see how that looks. I think that we could get away with that. Yeah, and we can use those pieces for something else. Hey. Get creative. Ingenuity. And this has got a really good stick to it, but I'm still going to reinforce that with some extra adhesive. And I'm just going to put that right down. Like that. Okay, let's get the other one. I don't think that looks too bad. Find the center. Down we go. I see not a thing wrong with that. There we go. And then you can just do the closure however you want. You can do an eyelet, do something like a wraparound. You can do the Velcro closure just like I did, however you see fit. Whatever you think you want to do, guys. That is our ring binding journal right there. What do you think? Not bad, huh? Okay, and just to see, I'm going to open this one up and we're going to check our pages. And those should fit quite nicely. And then when you go around, yep, there we go. Perfect. And still, even though we added the extra little lightweight cardboard to the inside, it is still a little bit flimsy compared to this one. But it will definitely serve the purpose of what I want. It will be fine. It will be pretty. Sit on my shelf quite nicely. And I'm just going to keep one of those out so I can use one as a template to cut some more pages. Okay. So there we go. Two very nice 6 by 5 1/4 with a 1.5 inch spine, wraparound closure with a Velcro, just like that. One's with canvas fabric, the other one's just a real lightweight sheer, repurposed from an old curtain, but I think the design is just lovely. And then just decorate however you want. And I'm just gonna put another little embellishment on the front, and we're gonna call it a day. So that is my project for today, guys. Very quick, very simple, very functional. So if you need another idea or option for a ring binding journal, there you go. Okay, So thank you so very much for spending some time with me today, guys. I will see you on the next video. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.